I want to deal with Father's Day all week long, and the series that I want to begin today with is part one: the plight, the problem, or purpose. The plight, the problem, or purpose. The text is Acts 16:28. Acts 16:28. I'm just going to read a section of it, just a portion of it. Let me give you the context of what's going on in this particular pericope, this section of scripture. Paul and Silas have been preaching. They have been harassed by the city officials because they have been preaching the gospel. And because they have preached the gospel, one of the demonic people who were doing all kinds of things, selling, causing them to be able to sell their wares of the people in the community, believing all kinds of false gods. They would break off and make little silver gods, and Paul and them began to preach about Jesus, and that impacted the economy that they were in. And in Acts 16, we find that the authorities said that you guys are causing an uproar, you're causing a ruckus, a riot. We're going to arrest you. Now we find them in the prison, and while they're in prison, about midnight, that's what you know and so familiar with in this particular text. And about midnight, they sang hymns, and the earth shake, and the gates of the prison men are twice as likely to be stopped, incarcerated 5 times more than white men. Did you realize that the plight that we are in, the problem that we are in, and the purpose that we are all wrapped up in right now is really subject matter that we really should be talking about and finding a way out? So this week, I want to deal with this matter. It's coming up on Father's Day. And we cannot celebrate fathers without looking at what's going on in the lives of our black men. All of us, to include myself. The first thing I want you to grab a hold of is the plight. The plight. This is just part one. I'm going to be unfolding things all week long. The plight. Look at Paul and Silas. Look at the text first. In the text, Paul and Silas, they were actually not doing anything wrong. They got arrested for doing what was right. They were just simply conducting themselves in a civil way, and they were arrested as a result of that. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Sounds familiar. Just like many black men arrested just for being black. How about that? It's almost a crime, if you will, for being black and a man. That's the plight. What's the problem? The problem is this: they were targeted. Paul and Silas were targeted. As I said to you at the very beginning, now, because of what they were doing, they impacted the economy that they were in. The authority says we can't continue doing this. There's no way that we can have these guys come and preaching the gospel, and as a result of them preaching the gospel, the wares that we were selling, the little silver gods that we were selling, the demonic people that were following us. Now people are getting saved and they're turning away from that, and it's impacting our economy. What is the application for us today? You do realize that over 200 years of slavery, the economy of America was built on the backs of black men and black women. And so today we have an economy that we are still building on the backs of black men that are incarcerated. What are you talking about, Bishop? You do know that one of the leading industries in America is the prison industry. The prison industry. And in that industry, black men are paid 18 cents an hour to work for the state. 18 cents an hour. Now you tell me there's not much difference between 18 cents an hour being incarcerated with your freedom taken away for little or no crime that you have committed at all. And now we're producing an economy on your back. 18 cents an hour. Yeah, that's the plight and the problem. Here's the purpose. Paul and Silas found themselves in jail. And as a result of that, they held on to Jesus. They held on to Jesus. So the purpose of all black men needs to be holding on to Jesus. Now, we're going to talk more about this. Not going to give out everything, not going to teach everything today. But I want you to follow along with me this week as we deal with Father's Day series, celebrating men, and in particular, black men. What's your takeaway this morning? Here's your takeaway. You got some homework. Your homework today is I want you to write down the name of every black man you know that is in prison or has been in prison or is in some way the justice system on parole, probation, or on their way to court. I want you to write their names down. You don't need to put it in the chat area. I just need you to write their names down. And then we're going to walk through this week talking about fathers in general and black men in particular. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you, give you peace. Share the manna. Share the manna. Don't keep it to yourself. Check out tomorrow. Check out the whole balance of the week because we're going to deal with this. We're moving into Father's Day series, and we want to talk about the plight, the problem, and the purpose of black men. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more morning manna. Share the manna. Don't keep it to yourself. Bye now.